Okay, so let's have a look at the 2017 ratio question for JB PLC. And the first adjustment, looking to calculate the closing stock if the rate of stock turnover is 10 based on the average stock. So for this question, we're going to break it up into two parts. To do that, we're going to use these two formulas. So your first formula is going to be your stock turnover, which is your cost of sales divided by average stock. We're going to use that formula to get average stock on its own. And then we're going to substitute this formula, opening plus closing stock divided by 2, in for your average stock to help us calculate what is our closing stock. So to start that off, we're going to use the first formula for the first part. So our first formula is our stock of turnover divided by average stock. All of that is equal to 10. Why? Because it tells us in the question, this closing stock if the rate of stock turnover is 10 based on your average stock. So what we're going to do now is we're going to find the figures. So cost of sales is going to be given to us in the question. So we're going to go back to the question and have a look and see what our cost of sales are. So our cost of sales or cost of goods sold, 565,000. So 565,000, divide that by your average stock is equal to 10. So we're going to cross multiply to get average stock on its own. So 565,000 equal to 10 multiplied by average stock. Remember, if it's division on one side, when we bring it over to the equals, it becomes multiplication. Now we can get average stock on its own by bringing the 10 back over the equal side. So 565,000. If it's multiplication on one side, when we bring it back over, it becomes division. So 565,000 divided by 10 is equal to average stock. So average stock then is 65,500 is equal to your average stock. So what we can do now is that we can substitute average stock. So we know in our formula up here, the second part, this average stock is equal to opening plus closing stock. So instead of calling it average stock down here, we're going to call it opening plus closing stock. And we're going to divide that by 2, because that's what it is in the formula. And all of that is equal to 565,000 up above here. So now we're going to cross multiply to get opening plus closing stock on its own. So 565,000, multiply that by 2. So remember, it's division on one side, it's multiplication on the other, because we're bringing it over the equals. So 565,000 is equal to opening plus closing stock. Sorry, that should be 56,500. So it's 56,500 divided up by 2. 56,500 multiplied by 2. So 113,000 is equal to opening plus closing stock. So we can go back to the question now and find what our opening stock is. So we go back to the question. Up here it tells us opening stock is 73,000. So we can substitute this opening stock here for 73,000. And now we can find what our closing stock is by bringing the 73,000 over the equals, and it becomes a minus. So 113,000 minus 73,000 is equal to closing stock. So our closing stock then is equal to 40,000 then is equal to your closing stock. So remember, two parts of the question. Your first part, you're using the first formula to get average stock on its own. So stock turnover is equal to cost of sales divided by average stock. Cost of sales divided by average stock is equal to 10 because it's telling you that in the question. We go and find the cost of sales figure in the trial balance that we have, or in the balance sheet that we have. So 565,000 divided by average stock is equal to 10. So now we cross multiply by average stock. So if it's division on this side, when we bring it over to equals, it becomes multiplication. So 565,000 is equal to 10 multiplied by average stock. So now we can get average stock on its own. So we're going to bring the 10 back over the equals. So if it's multiplication on one side, it becomes division on the next. So 565,000 divided by 10 is equal to average stock. So 56,500 is equal to your average stock. Now we know part 2, average stock is equal to opening plus closing stock divided by 2. So we're going to substitute this formula in for the word. So 56,500 is equal to opening plus closing stock divided by 2. We're going to open and closing stock on its own, so we're going to cross multiply by 2. So if it's division on one side, when we bring it over to equals, it becomes multiplication. 56,500 multiplied by 2 is equal to opening plus closing stock. So when we multiply these out, we get 113,000 is equal to 73,000 plus our closing stock. We got this 73,000 from the question in the profit and loss, our opening stock. So now we can find what closing stock is by bringing this 73,000 back over the equals, becomes a minus. So 113,000 minus 73,000 is equal to 40,000. So 40,000 is your closing stock. And that's how you answer the first adjustment calculating the closing stock for JB PLC.